Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a question we've been getting a lot from you all. Is live chat really worth it?
It's a big one, for sure.
And we've got some seriously interesting sources to help us get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at Help Scout's 21 key live chat statistics, which numbers, data.
Love it. But also,
Maybe to mix things up a bit, we're bringing in InfoBip's piece on AI voice assistants.
I'm intrigued. AI voice assistants, that's a whole other world, but we'll get to that. First, those live chat stats.
Right, diving into the numbers.
And one stat in particular jumped out at me. 41% of customers, 41%, prefer live chat over any other support channel.
That's huge. Clearly something's resonating with people.
So what is it about live chat that's got everyone so smitten?
Even in our digital world, we still crave that human connection. And live chat kind of bridges that gap. It's that real-time back and forth, but less intrusive than, say, a phone call.
So true. I'm personally way more likely to shoot a quick chat than wait for an email response.
Right. It's all about that immediacy.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. Help Scout also found that customer satisfaction remained high even if the live chat responses weren't instant.
Really? So it's not just about speed.
It seems counterintuitive, but it highlights a crucial nuance. People are willing to wait a bit if it means getting an answer that actually helps. Quality, not just speed.
Okay, that's interesting. So while speed is important, it's that quality of interaction that really makes the difference.
Exactly. Now let's talk business impact. Happy customers are great, but do sales follow?
The million-dollar question.
Well, Help Scout found a direct link. Live chat is linked to increased sales. A full 40% of chat users were more likely to buy compared to those who didn't use chat.
40%? Whoa! All right, convince me. Why is live chat such a sales powerhouse?
Picture this. You're online shopping, found the perfect item, but you've got a quick question. Maybe about sizing or shipping. Suddenly you're hesitating.
I've been there. That little seed of doubt can totally derail a purchase.
Right. But with live chat, boom. You get your answer instantly. No more second guessing. You feel confident to click that buy button.
It's like having a super helpful salesperson right there with you, but online.
Exactly. That 40% increase is not just a number. That's potentially 40 more sales for every 100 people you chat with. Powerful stuff.
No, we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the elephant in the room. AI chatbots are everywhere.
They're definitely having a moment, aren't they?
So does that mean human-powered chat is obsolete?
It's the question everyone's asking. The answer, as with most things, is nuanced. That same Help Scout data actually shows a slight edge in satisfaction for fully automated chats. However,
Oh, there's always a however.
there is. The data also shows that a whopping 29% of customers get frustrated by those impersonal, scripted chatbot responses. We still crave that human touch.
So it's a delicate balance. AI can't fully replace the human element, at least not yet.
Exactly. It's about using AI to enhance the experience, not eliminate the human element altogether.
Finding that sweet spot, right. And speaking of AI, that InfoBip article on AI voice assistants, it got me thinking, even though it's a different channel, are there lessons to be learned from how voice bots are being used effectively that we can apply to the world of live chat?
Now, that's a great question. And you're right. On the surface, they seem totally different. But when you dig deeper, there are some really interesting parallels. Like, take a look at how effective voice bots are becoming at handling quick tasks, retrieving info, even generating leads. It's all stuff live chat can excel at, too.
Right. Makes you wonder if live chat's been a bit overshadowed by the voice AI hype train.
Maybe. But there's this really cool thing the InfoBip article talks about, hyper-personalization. Imagine voice bots, but for chat. Knowing your past purchases, preferences, even your birthday.
Okay, now that you mention it, it is kind of weird how impersonal most live chats feel. It's like starting over every time.
Exactly. But imagine being greeted by name, having them reference your order history, maybe even anticipate what you need based on what you're browsing. Now that's service.
Talk about feeling valued as a customer. Okay, I'm sold on the future, but let's get real for a sec. Let's say I'm a business owner listening to this thinking, live chat sounds great, but where do I even start?
It's all about picking the right platform, and luckily there are tons out there. Don't just go with the first one you see, though.
So, no rash decisions. What should people be looking for?
Do your research, take advantage of free trials, see what integrates well with the tools you already use. Most importantly, get a feel for how your team would actually use it.
It's going to be user-friendly for sure.
Absolutely. Once you've found the one, placement is key. Make that live chat widget impossible to miss. You'd be surprised how many businesses bury it on their site.
Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Exactly. And manage expectations.
Hmm.
Let customers know when they can expect a live person, what to do if it's outside those hours. Nobody likes sending a message into the void.
So true. And speaking of, even though it's not all about speed, being upfront about response times is huge these days.
For sure. Even a simple, we're a bit swamped right now, but
Mm.
we'll be with you ASAP makes a world of difference. And you know what else can make a difference?
What's that?
Proactive chat. Instead of waiting for customers to reach out, you initiate.
Oh, like when a website pops up and it's like, hey, need any help with that?
Yes. Say someone's lingering on a product page, maybe they have a question, you can trigger a friendly message. Just wanted to let you know I'm here if you need anything.
I actually love that. It feels helpful, not pushy.
Exactly. And it gets results. Increased conversions, fewer abandoned carts, happier customers all around.
All right, sold. But let's be real, it's not all sunshine and roses. What about the challenges of live chat?
The flip side. Well, one of the biggest hurdles is simply the volume. Especially during peak times, it can get overwhelming fast.
Yeah, I can see how that could easily turn into a nightmare for your team. So how do you avoid that?
Strategy is key. Don't just throw people at the problem. A lot of platforms have routing rules, so you can automatically send chats to the right agent or department.
Like a triage system, but for customer questions.
Exactly. You can also train agents to handle multiple chats at once, but that requires proper training, for sure.
No kidding, juggling multiple conversations, even digital ones, could go south fast. Speaking of going south, what about those tough customer interactions, the ones where someone is just having a day? Ugh, those are never fun. But again, it comes back to training. Your team needs the skills to de-escalate those situations effectively.
So what kind of training are we talking about? What's the secret sauce?
Active listening is huge E. Making sure the customer feels heard, even if they're not expressing themselves well. Empathy goes a long way too.
Right, remembering there's an actual human going through something on the other end.
Exactly. And having clearer guidelines in place. Let your agents know when to escalate to a manager so they're not left floundering.
Makes total sense. Okay, we've covered a ton of practical stuff, but we can't forget that live chat can also add personality to your brand.
It's true. It's a chance for your brand's voice to really shine through in a way that other channels don't always allow.
So how do you do that? How do you go from simply answering questions to creating these wow customer experiences? Honestly, let your agents be themselves. Don't trap them in robotic scripts. Let them bring their personalities to the table, connect on a human level, even use humor if it feels right.
So ditch the corporate jargon and embrace the human.
Exactly. Of course, there's a balance. It's about finding that sweet spot where professionalism meets personality.
A well-placed GIF never hurt anyone.
There you go. It's those little touches that create a truly memorable and positive experience.
I love that. Now, before we move on, we have to ask, is live chat right for every business?
The million-dollar question. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but there are some key things to consider.
Like what? What are the make or break factors?
First and foremost, your target audience. Are they comfortable with tech? Do they value speed and convenience? Would they actually use live chat?
So if your customers are glued to their phones and hate waiting for email, good sign. But what about the business itself?
That matters too. How complex are your products or services? If customers often need real-time guidance, live chat's amazing. But if most questions are simple, maybe FAQs are enough.
It's about finding that balance again. Customer needs versus what your business can actually support.
Exactly. And don't forget about budget. Live chat needs investment, both in the tech and training your team.
It's a commitment, not a quick fix.
For sure. But if you're willing to put in the work,
Mm-hmm.
the rewards can be huge.
Okay, so you've listened to us, weighed everything up, and decided live chat AS for me. What
Yeah.
next?
We talked about picking the right platform. Don't skimp on research. Use those free trials. And once you've chosen, implementation is key.
Time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. So
Yeah.
where do we begin?
We mentioned making that chat widget easy to find, setting expectations with customers.
Mm.
But there's more. A common mistake is treating live chat like an afterthought.
You mean don't just set it and forget it?
Exactly. Think strategically. Map out your customer journey. Where are people most likely to need help?
Like if they're on the checkout page but hesitating? Prime time for live chat.
Exactly. Timing is everything. Also, really understand those frequently asked questions.
Do your homework.
Yes, analyze past customer interactions, your website data, and create a good library of canned responses.
Canned responses. Those have gotten a bad rap, haven't they?
For good reason. No one likes feeling like they're talking to a robot. But they save agents time on those basic queries, freeing them up for the complex stuff.
Finding that balance yet again. Tech to streamline the easy stuff, humans for the personal touch.
Exactly. And even with canned responses, personalization matters.
Oh, so?
Instead of the same generic message, tailor it. Use their name, past purchases, show you're actually paying attention.
Ah, so even if it's pre-written, you're still making it feel relevant to them.
Precisely. Little things make a huge difference.
This is brilliant. Anything else we should keep in mind as we navigate the world of live chat?
Don't underestimate ongoing optimization. Don't just set it and forget it. Analyze that data, get feedback from your team and your customers. Keep making it better.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
You got it. Okay, before we get to our takeaways, remember that future of live chat we touched on earlier?
Oh, yeah. Things are getting interesting. What else do you see happening in the live chat landscape?
I think we're going to see those lines between human and AI interaction blur even further, but in a good way. AI will keep getting smarter, enhancing the experience, not replacing it.
Less robots taking over, more humans and robots living in perfect harmony.
Exactly. I think we'll also see more voice and video chat. Customers want that more immersive, personal touch.
So instead of just typing, we're having actual conversations face-to-face with brands.
That's the direction we're heading in. And of course, that emphasis on personalization will only get stronger. Imagine using data to create these hyper-tailored experiences that anticipate needs before the customer even knows what they want.
Okay, the future of live chat is personal, proactive, and predictive. That's exciting.
It is. It's about those seamless, positive experiences that leave customers feeling valued and eager to return.
Music to my ears. Well, expert speaker, this has been amazing. Thank you for diving into the world of live chat with me.
Happy to do it. Always a pleasure geeking out about customer experience.
And to our listeners, stay tuned for our final thoughts after this quick break. And we're back. After all that, I don't know about you, expert speaker, but I'm feeling pretty energized.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much potential with live chat, especially as technology keeps evolving.
It's really exciting to think about, but I think with all this talk about AI and the future of customer service, it's easy to forget the most important thing, that human touch.
You're so right. It's not just about solving a problem, it's about how you solve it.
Exactly. Think about a time you had an amazing customer service experience. What made it stand out?
It's almost always about that feeling of being heard.
Yeah.
Like someone on the other end genuinely gets it.
It's funny how some companies just nail that, while others make you want to tear your hair out.
I know, right? And often it really is the simplest things. An agent who listens, goes the extra mile, treats you like a person, not just a case number.
Makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's easy to forget there's an actual human on the other side of that chat box or email or phone call.
Absolutely. Someone who might be having a really rough day, who just wants to be heard.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think that's the perfect note to end on. It's about finding that balance, right?
I think so.
Using amazing tech to make support smooth and efficient, but never losing sight of the fact that a little human connection can make all the difference in the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, expert speaker, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today. It's been incredibly insightful.
It's been a pleasure being here. Always happy to talk shop, especially when it comes to creating those stellar customer experiences.
And to our amazing listeners, thank you for joining us for another deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration into the world of live chat as much as we have. Until next time, remember, keep those conversations going, and we'll catch you in the next one.